have these signed. Now this one says HR 192. I added this in because some people were thinking that I was saying migrants can vote. Of course, I wouldn't say that. I'm running for president of the United States. So I'm saying HR 192. Now illegal migrants can vote. It's not something that I am advocating for. It is something that your Congress has allowed migrants to do, and a bunch of Republicans and Democrats sat out the vote to vote against this. Now, in the House of Representatives, it did not pass. In the Senate, they refused to take it up. So in the District of Washington, D.C., it went into effect in 2023. So now Congress lets them vote. And so that's why I'm telling you that the southern border, Jamaica, Haiti, Nicaragua, Pakistan, India, Ortega, Cuba, Germany, Asia, China, Venezuela, Ukraine, Laos. Did I leave off something? I probably left off a few of them. Make me United States president in 2024, Golda D. Harris, because they're here now and they're allowing them to work and they're allowing them to vote. Now, 30% of our workforce from last year is these good people here. I'm telling you, I'm not going to make these people monsters that are coming over here working, because the people that you voted for, the people that you put in office, the Democrats and the Republicans and the President Obama, Clinton, Bush, they allowed this. Trump, Biden, they allowed this. So we can't now come along and say, no, these people are horrible. These people are harming us. They allowed this. And so what they're doing now is they want mass asylum. But there are 100 million plus of them here. And my issue is there are too many here. So what's happening is they're causing the insurance. They're causing, because there's so many coming, insurance, food, gas, rent, everything is skyrocketing and they're pricing us out. So here's what happens when they trickle over and they come over through the 7-year process of legal immigration. They come over, and over the 7 years, and they work, they pay into all of our systems. And so this feeds into that little video I did about Gina Janine the other day, when she was saying, I don't pay into it. If I get sick, I just pay at the time that I'm sick. Well, the problem with you and Americans who do that is because you don't pay over time that you work in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. Paying a little bit into all of our systems is so that no one person has to pay for all the MRIs, for all the catastrophic injuries, for all that when somebody has a pileup, one accident, and it causes a pileup, one state doesn't have to pay out of their pocket. That's what the whole purpose of this is. And it's like Americans, the more time go on, it's like y'all don't understand. Each state has to share that. So in order for FEMA, the federal government, to send money down to all the state citizens have to work and pay into the goddamn system. You can't say I'm just going to opt out and not pay into it. And then when you are no longer in the market, like I'm no longer in the market, I'm no longer working, and I'm no longer paying into those taxes. I'm still paying taxes because I'm still paying taxes because I shop and I have to pay insurance and I have to pay for gas. But I'm no longer paying into the employment taxes. I'm using the taxes that I paid for when I worked by getting my disability. But if you're not even paying into the disability taxes, when you tap out of the workforce, and you will, stop saying that you won't, unless you're going to die when you're 50. But you're not. People in America are living 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. We're living longer and longer because life is better for us. We don't have to work as hard. We don't have to work 2.5 jobs like I did. Now I'm in my late 50s and I can barely use my hands, my hips, my legs. Y'all not going to have the problems that I'm having because you didn't have to work as hard as I did. Yeah, I didn't have to work as hard as my mother did. That's why she died in her 60s. But I'm not going to die in my 60s. And then this lady, Gina Janine, says, I don't know how my mother did it. She cut out houses and she did this and she worked 2 jobs and she took it. Talk about you buying $1,000 t-shirts. I'm so happy and I'm so proud that you're able to do that. But we could not. And you ain't even paying into the tax system that everybody has to share. Now, why is it a problem with these people? Because if you let 50 million people come into the country, George Bush, Obama, Donald Trump, Biden, if you keep letting 11 million immigrants and DACA come into the country and give them benefits that y'all ass don't give us until we work for 30 years, insurance skyrockets. Gas, food, apartments, everything, clothing, the bare basic needs. Why does it skyrocket? Because these people will come here and they will say, hey, but we work. It doesn't matter if you work right now. You're working and you're getting the benefit right now as if you started working 30 years ago. You're getting the same benefit that we Americans are getting right now. SSI, everything, food stamps, you're getting it, but you haven't paid for it. And that's the problem that I have. I don't have a problem with you coming here and you being here, but you got it in line. And that's the problem that I and other Americans have. We worked for what is here. You ain't entitled to it because you having strife in your country. And then we are sending hundreds of millions of dollars to your country to help your country do exactly what you're doing here. So it's a double dip to us. Now, when I say help for Americans when I'm president, this $17.76 a week, this does not include migrants. This only includes Americans. Oh, that's not fair. How can you give it? We work too. What did I just say? Yes, you are 30% of the workforce, but you just started paying taxes. Americans have been here and we have been paying taxes. So if you are an immigrant in America and you've worked 10 years, you goddamn well right you're going to get this. Because I need you to invest it and spend right back into America. If you have not been in America 10 years, let's just say you've been here 9 years. Then you got to work 1 more year during my presidency. But as soon as you hit year 10 and my staff can verify that you paid taxes for 10 years. And like I said, listen, sometimes y'all come here and y'all pay taxes under an SSI number. Maybe it's yours, maybe it's not. But if you could prove that you paid taxes under that SSI number, and then somebody else comes along and say, hey, wait a minute, that's my SSI. I'm not going to say, oh, well, you know what? Technically, it belonged to the Americans, so you can't get yours. But you really did pay the taxes under it? No, you can get your money. My point is, have made sure that you paid the taxes and that the taxes were actually collected and paid into the American coffers. I'm not going to hang you up like that. But if just on paper it said you paid the taxes and no taxes were collected, you ain't getting this. You ain't getting this, because a lot of y'all play that game. A lot of y'all play that game. This is for Americans. So if you came here and you're 30% of the workforce and you ain't been here 10 years and you ain't paid your taxes, don't expect this. This is to help the American economy. This ain't for you to send back to your country. No country. I don't care what your country is. I don't care what your status is. I don't care if you're here legally, illegally. This is to help the American economy, because we are drowning. We are drowning taking care of you. We are drowning taking care of your spouses. We are drowning taking care of your children. This is not about race. This is not about discrimination. This is about a president of the United States candidate trying to help people in the United States. And this actually helps you, because some of this money will be spent in your establishments. Any establishment that is an establishment, this money is to go to Americans to help any American establishment. So if you have a store in America, this will be spent in your store, and then you will collect the taxes and send it into our government. That's what you should want to do. Right? You want to stay here. Yes. But this is only during my presidency. If you guys were to elect me, this is to help our democracy, so that our country don't become the country that you ran from. And this is why I do need the migrants that are here, the migrants that can vote, to help put me in as president of the United States. I'm not saying that I'm going to put you out of the country and send you back to your country. I do have a plan for you, and I do have a plan for you to come here legally. But all of y'all can't stay here the way that y'all came here. And you know that you're wrong for coming here under the circumstances that you came here. If you keep doing it, we are all going to fail. We are all going to fail. So if you have family members here and you're a migrant and you have legal family members here, I do need you to ask them to help put me in. Print, sign your name, just cover up the person's address. My name is Golda D. Harris in different states. This is only so I can be on the ballot. But even if I am not on the ballot in the different states, because I can't reach all of the states, my name literally does not have to be on the ballot. It doesn't have to be on the ballot. I want to put this here so that I can explain it. My name does not have to be on the ballot for me to run for president of the United States. This is not a scam. This is not a joke. I am literally actually running for president of the United States. I wouldn't joke about something like this. I support the presidents in a lot of countries. You know that they're in the Dutch and Canada. Macron, he's putting some of you guys out. So are the Dutch, and so are the English, because they say that you guys are costing them more money. That is unsanitary, and that is unfair to the people that live there, and it is. So let me put this on low now. Oh, that's high. So the thing is that these payments, the money is available for these payments, but you have to, even if you're American, you have to require for it. You have to make the requirements. I want to pardon people federally and in the state. I do not have power as president to release people from state prison. Even some people that have committed murder and they served the majority of their time and they've complied in the prison. I want to have a program, a release program, because we need people to work on our farms. We need people to work in the jobs that are going to be vacated by the migrants that are going to have to leave this country um, and go into the program that I want them to go into. It's a program that will roll into the next administration. It's not a program where if I were to become president and if you guys were to elect me in, the next president wouldn't continue. It's not that type of thing. Um, you have constitutional rights under our federal government, and so the next president would have to continue those federal rights. But again, if you're not going to make me president, I'm not going to bother to go into it and tell you about it. Nobody even wants to do that for you. But it's not fair that you make things difficult for the people who live in America with your presence, because you're bombarding us. So I'm talking about removing the illegal migrants. Now, Trump's getting in. Biden's in here now. He wants to let you guys in 1,000 at a time. He's looking the other way. It's probably going to be 5,000 at a time. How is that going to pan out? Even if Biden gets in, right? And he gets another 4 years. He can't run again after that. So who's coming? Trump? They're going to gear up for Trump. And then all of y'all going to be cut. Well, not all of y'all, because we know, wink, wink, Trump needs y'all to run and work in his companies right along with these other capitalists. But to make a show for his people, he's going to cut a lot of families like he did before, and a lot of people are going to be separated from their kids, just like Trump did before. He don't give a damn. So if Trump don't get in this time, and let's just say, because what it looks like is they're going to that Supreme Court is going to excuse him, and then Trump's going to put more judges on that Supreme Court. So you illegal and legal migrants, y'all gone. I'm talking about putting you in the program. You do have to leave America, but you don't have to go back to your country. So me, Trump, or Biden. I have a place for you to go that's safe, where you don't have to confront them. But I'm not saying it because I'm not giving them the idea. If you don't trust me to do it, you're not getting my idea. Secure the schools. That means no guns around any schools in America. Roe v. Wade will be restored. Fund the farms, grants, no loans. If there's a farm in America, that's why I'm talking about pardoning people. That's why I'm talking about working with the governors. People who have marijuana charges and other type of offenses, like say they didn't pay certain things. And I mean people who are fit physically and mentally to work on the farms and that are willing to be trained. Even some of these companies where people can work in an office and that are computer literate and can work and help our computer, learn computer technology. Why let these people sit in prison? There's so many intelligent women and men sitting in prison, and non-binary people sitting in prison that can be learning this stuff. They just need a living wage, but the company can't afford it. That's where this comes in, right? And then some people think that judges, the United States Supreme Court judges, can't be fired. Yes, they can, because no one is above the law, and you just need the right team to go after these judges and fire them. That's not for me. That's for you guys who went to school and studied this. And that's where politics plays no place. So this can happen. It's happened before, because I'm always on that TV watching. And I'm like, oh, it has happened before. Because see what this United States Supreme Court is doing is they're making themselves legislators, and they're not allowed to do that. And I know as president, they can be prosecuted for that. All right. This is way past due. This is a debt that has to be paid. There's 7% of the population that is due this payment across the United States. So this is just a matter of it is past due, and it's a debt where we're not looking at going to Congress and getting permission. When a debt is past due and it's in the records, it's just to be paid. Let Congress argue or no. I'm not interested. I'm just going to go ahead and pay it. And anyone who works in my administration, before one solitary function is taken, everyone is getting a pardon. And I mean, everybody in every agency that works in my administration is getting a pardon. Why? Including myself. Why? Because I don't want people doing their job that fearing that when I leave office, someone is going to come after them and try to hold them accountable for anything they did in their official capacity while they were working in the Golda D. Harris administration. So as long as you don't do anything that is against the United States, as long as you don't do anything that is tyranny against the country, just do your job. Just do the job that you're asked to do, and you won't have to worry about it. Now, if you go out there and try to rape somebody and shoot somebody and bust somebody in the head, that's not something that you're doing on behalf of the country in my administration. You're going to be held completely accountable for it. If you have drugs in your possession, that's not something that you're doing on behalf of the country or something that you're supposed to be doing. You're going to be held completely accountable for it, just to be clear. But yes, I'm just coming to the people and letting them know that I do want them to vote for me. I don't understand why more Americans don't do this and get involved. And these are my issues. Like I said, there are a lot of other things that I've not highlighted, but I just wanted people to know. Have a good day.